Day. Oh, can you hear me now? Smells like baby poop. Oh, I heard boob is out. What's good?
They can't hear it again.
Technical difficulties. If you have not already, go ahead and check out our Instagram and our Facebook. Like, share, tell your mama and your pastor. Also have a website, criticalzone.com. And we continuing with the game. Why is she looking at me like that? Is she a hoe?
No, she's not a hoe. No,
She looking at me like she wants some.
You gonna give her some, or you just gonna talk about it?
I ain't got nothing to give her. Come up empty. I need to read it. Awkward. Okay.
Give them voices and everything.
I did not pass acting class.
People like it. Do it for people.
Okay. Oh, why you gotta die though? No, it sounds like he wants to die. Oh, really? I didn't. Hey there, Larry. Give me the death sentence. Who did this? Who took? Oh. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is fairly a simple one. By the way, I'm dyslexic, so if I read it and it sounds retarded, that's why. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Oh, that dude, best friend. That's funny. That's a spirit. You need to get delivered. It's just terrible luck.
You see that? That's not moving.
What?
Do you see how this is not where you are?
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
I want to hear a joke.
Tell them what.
Hey Siri, tell a joke.
What did the Buddhist monk say to the hot dog vendor?
That does not
Make me
sound
one with
right.
everything.
That was horrible.
Never mind. No joke. August 3rd, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. All snaps. Trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Booted. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are you saying so?
Yeah, give them voices.
Shit.
Everybody needs a distinct voice. Distinct.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. I don't have no distinct voice.
Let me see them acting skills.
I don't have none.
Make them happen. This is your first trial, is it not? See?
Did you want to play?
No, but I'll do the voices if you
Yeah,
like.
go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client.
It does not sound like a judge.
Look at his face. That's what he sounds like. Don't lie to me.
It
Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
I don't know what fairy tale you done got that voice out of.
Thank you, Your Honor. ...
That's good.
That was great.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor.
Given the circumstances.
It's your first shot. Hands shaking. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Booted.
The defendant? Well, that's Larry Booty, yeah. I'll make Phoenix black. Correct! Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case reports cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. No. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. You can do her. At least do one woman character. Come on now.
Phoenix. Are you absolutely sure you're up to this?
You need to put some emphasis on that sure. It was in all caps.
Am I getting paid for this?
You will be eventually.
You don't even know the victim's name.
Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot.
Her titties
Temporarily.
is mean.
What?
Her boobs is out. Ain't nobody ever cover up. I think I feel a migraine coming on. That's me every day. Every day. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court records, so I'm assuming it's this. Where'd that go?
When there's two things, but you didn't. Oh, look.
Mia, wait. Cindy's. Why I ain't got her last name though? Cindy Stone. Got you.
Hey, one point to that one. I forgot there were profiles.
I did. Alright. Got you.
Who was the victim in this case? The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct! Now tell me, what was the cause of death?
Smacked her in the head.
She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct! You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. Right? You seem much
I'm
more
so
relaxed,
sorry.
Mr. Rice. Good for you. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
Why you sound like that from Monsters Inc? The old lady. That's funny.
Maybe that's what I was going for.
Was it though?
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record.
Now what?
I ain't reading no lines, that's not what.
Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record. Do I have to do it now?
No, she's just telling me that it's probably good to look at.
I don't want to read. I'm dyslexic.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Boots, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
That's not a woman's voice.
This
Oh,
is Phoenix,
you're
that's why
right.
it's not a woman's voice. That's why I read it.
We'll do the woman's voice.
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
He probably will, though.
No, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Mr. Boots, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Never.
So,
See,
you
switch.
need a therapist.
What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Buds,
Anger issues.
what you described is generally what we mean by dumped.
About to go to jail for harassment.
In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them?
Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Very, mon ami.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but
Oh, she ain't had no money. That's what it said.
it appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddy's sugar.
Yes, older man who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Buns, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
No, well,
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead.
What's with him and dying?
Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
Some issues.
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not?
Nah.
Well, did you or did you not?
Nah.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? I know. I'll send him a signal.
Oh.
Tell the truth. Yeah. I was there. I went.
Order! Well, Mr. Butts?
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. It's like I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
I can't go that high, otherwise that copy is lying.
Purping. How you know that?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Oh, I can't help you there,
Well,
fam.
That's simplified. Really? What kind of lawyer are you, bruh?
What? You got witnesses. I can't help you.
Bruh, sometimes witnesses lie. Your job is to defend this man, and you're like, oh, well, he's screwed.
Right,
What kind of lawyer are you?
That's why I didn't want to go.
And that's why the title of this is My Wife is an Ace Attorney with some question marks, because apparently she's not.
Just before making the gruesome discovery,
I told you that.
he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Oh my God, oh.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call as witness. Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
Please bring Mr. Frank Slight to the stand. Mr. Slight, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Slight,
Where is he
you
from?
may proceed with your testimony.
Is he
Please
Aaron?
tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I'm gonna change the judge's
I
voice so
see.
many times.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great until I figure out which one I like the best.
Witnesses account. Okay.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions
So
and I saw
he's
the man
Indian.
being an appointment. I thought
Oh,
he was
wait,
being
that's
in a
the
hurry
one
because
that
he
killed
left
her.
the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving. Dead! Dead, I tell you! I queried in fright and found myself unable to pull aside. I thought of calling the police immediately. I would have phoned her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a publican. If you don't slow down.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to catch him because I could have sworn I saw her die outside.
I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, when I found it out, the defendant sitting right over there.
But he the one who killed her.
You know that because you saw the beginning.
Yeah.
Nobody here knows that because this is their real life.
Look,
Larry,
I understand.
why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
How convenient.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
His eyeballs.
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawyer used was one of those. Your Honor,
Why you kill her?
Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record added to the court record. Now, Mr. Rat. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination? Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it. The real deal.
Jesus.
What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? Behold, the key is in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Alright, people, let's do this.
Not right now.
What?
Okay.
No? You just ruined my mojo.
Yeah, start the cross-examination.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Alright, so this is what I was telling you. This is the first one. So they're not trying to hide anything from you. There's a big old fat old thing. So just go through, look through what's in the stuff. You have to go through it one time beforehand. They make you reread it, so I'm not gonna read it again. There's something that he said that's super off. And when you go look through the court records, you'll see it. You would present when you want to present something, but you do it on top of whatever you want to.
But I need to go back to look at the
Press
stuff.
present. There it is.
Well, that was easy. What do I do?
You gotta go to where he contradicts something.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm finding where he said 1 o'clock.
Why? You're not explaining. talk to the people here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Why we fighting? Play nice, people. Alright. What I'm doing, obviously, my dude lying because he said 1 o'clock, but the thing say 4. So, I'm trying to... My husband in my ear confusing me.
I just want you to keep talking to the people.
It was 1 p.m. Alright, now what?
Present.
I'm presenting.
Presenting why that's incorrect.
Boom.
Point that finger. Play the game.
Oh.
You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
You lying.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death is sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to, or no body to find at 1 p.m.
Oh, now you're sweating.
Sweating. My mystery is sweating. Oh, what is
It's
that?
really-
Oh, we're at
Jackson!
Did you trim you? No way did Billy forget the
Did he
chance.
change it?
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawyer, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Cause she knocked her out at 1. Well, she got that problem.
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Frank. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait,
Oh, now you remember.
you remember now?
Would you care to give your testimony again?
We can do that?
Yeah.
How you re-give a testimony?
Because you said you
Nah,
forgot.
fam, nah.
I mean,
then you're
eventually
not
your
credible.
credibility is completely destroyed, but go, just play the game. You see, when I found the body, I heard the thing. There was a voice saying the thing. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it?
How
I
to-
guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That way I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Hey, terribly sorry. I'm so sorry.
I see. You heard the voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right, you know what to do. I've got this one.
Alright, let's do this.
You see it when I found the body, I heard the thing. Alright, so what you can do is, you already heard this thing once, yeah, just
Yeah.
go to that and just look through everything. So when you click on one, you can cycle through them with the arrows there, so you can kind of just go through everything and read everything.
Wouldn't the TV have been off? Right? Right, sorry. So that's the one I use, right? Oh wait, it's this one, ain't it? Okay. Boom.
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Bullets, sweating, bullets!
Bullets.
You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Got him.
Uh,
The man says a point.
Duh.
Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sweet? You know, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite, yes.
Why are you shaking like that?
What? I remember now.
Oh.
Mr. Sweet, The court would prefer to hear accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught.
That's a demon.
You're gonna say that a lot if you feel like this is bad.
I'm sorry if I do it randomly just
My
cry like
apologies,
this.
your honor.
You need deliverance.
My apologies. It alright, must have been the shop for finding it good.
Nah, bro.
Very well, Mr. Sweet. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Again? Bro, he guilty. Guilty.
Prove it.
Alright.
You was about to sit back and watch. I told you would want to watch the anime. You feel it? Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a tablecloth in the apartment.
But
Wasn't it?
it don't it need electricity?
Oh, yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
Alright, now you just not making sense.
That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it.
Why would he say that?
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Glad.
Why do I have to do that when it makes no sense?
Clocks aren't always connected to the electricity. Some clocks
But we already have
have what?
the murder weapon.
What is it?
It's the statue thingy.
So that's a contradiction.
Yeah, but that's obvious. Like, that's so stupid.
This
Why do
is
I
the
have to...
tutorial. Yeah, show him.
Alright, I get it.
Go ahead. Love that objection. Wait just a moment.
Oh.
I swear,
So
you just so ready to watch it. I told you.
I am.
I told you to get into it. Imagine watching the anime. You just be sitting there like, yes. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
Tell me.
You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
The lawyer.
Just answer the question, Mr. Soul.
And then he need deliverance anyway. He killing people.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Notice the accent's gone? See, I took it away because he stopped doing the shakies. When he doing the shakies, he put on that ruse. He ain't got no accent.
Your Honor, if
Nah. No, you may not.
Yes, Miss Frank.
is the witness stated this thing.
How
She
is
was
it a
indeed
clock?
What if let the man talk? Go.
See, that's
The
why I
neck
couldn't be
is
a
switched.
lawyer. I would have straight jumped on that desk.
You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
What?
So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct.
What
This is a clock.
is this?
Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Oh snap!
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he... You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder!
Cause he killed that hoe.
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in!
I just did.
No, you didn't prove you went in. I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one who killed her.
Oh snap!
You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Wait, is it really a clock?
Yeah, man.
I thought he was just lying.
No, you would just lie.
That's what I thought he was just lying.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sweet,
That's a dumb clock.
the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Boom.
What's the meaning of this?
Cause he guilty.
This is all baseless conjecture.
Never that.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Here it comes.
As I told you,
Would
he
the
didn't need
witness
to
care
take
to
a dump
elaborate?
on a demon.
Go ahead, keep going, keep going. We're gonna see what you think about demons in a second. I never look. The clock. I heard no. I mean the solid.
Ah! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you!
That nigga took his wig off. He took his weave off.
I hate you. It was him. I tell you. I saw.
My dude took his weave
He killed
off
her and she
threw
should.
it in
And
his
should burn.
face.
Burn. Give him death.
Okay, you
Accent
got
all gone.
it's some serious issues, my dude.
Order! Order
It's
in
so
court, I say.
disrespectful to just pull your weave off and throw it at
Your
somebody's
Honor,
face.
a moment, please.
They got all your weave juice and sweat
Oh my
on
God.
it. That's
There
so
isn't a shred of-
disgusting.
Word, you know something. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Oh god.
I love this game.
Mr. Wright,
Don't we have CSI? Where the fingerprints?
Your Honor,
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
the whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Let's sound the clock now. Hear it in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
Let's do this. Beep.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
Oh.
So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
Aha. Gotcha, ho.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death.
Snap.
So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this.
You might as well just
Wait for it. Go ahead, you got
put the handcuffs on.
it. You forgot one thing. What's he talking about? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Dang it. I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Bro, we know he guilty. He basically stripped. Like,
Yes, Your Honor.
who get that mad and throw they weave in
This
somebody's
means I
face if
cannot
they
let
ain't
you
do it?
addict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify. Look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all slime.
Is he really about to get away? Because that's gonna make
I
me mad.
almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Ain't it though? Come on, Mia.
Mia, I mean Chief. Listen up, right.
I'm listening.
Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. That doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof.
I don't know.
Right? Right? Can you think of a reason to why the clock should be 3 hours slow? Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it right. Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
6 p.m.
Now, I'm going to give you a small hint on this one.
Yeah.
Now, this is your first case, so they basically wanted you to look through everything. What have you not used yet? This is their way to teach you to look through everything. Really read everything. Really read it.
Use that. Is this everything?
That's everything. Normally you can look through people's profiles too, but you don't need that right now.
Only thing I ain't used is this badge.
It definitely isn't.
I know.
No, I mean that's definitely not the only thing you can
The
use.
passport.
What does it say for the passport?
The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on, that's July, right? July 30th, the day before the murder.
So you're trying to prove that the time was wrong before the murder.
Right.
So this is involving the day before the murder. So why would the time be wrong involving this?
I don't know.
Alright, what time is it right now?
8:55.
What time do you think it is in Paris? Not the same as here. The point is not the same. Different time zone. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
So corny, bro.
Here it comes.
Oh.
Order, I say.
My dude needs some medication.
Well,
What just happened?
this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected.
He just foamed at
Mr.
the
Payne.
mouth and passed out.
Your client, he was arrested and he's been taken away, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Why the judge always look
I have to
clueless?
say, I'm impressed.
You'll find out. This man be clueless all the time. I swear I'll be so mad.
I don't think I'm can find a true culprit at the same time.
That's just what we do.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
Boom.
And with that, the court is adjourned.
Turns out that Frank's wit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
That's what you thought of? Most people have like ski masks and stuff. And
August
just
3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2.
could have just ran.
Whew. I still can't believe it. Right? Good job in there.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make me a Valley Girl. I'm gonna do it. Thanks, Chief. I don't. Oh.
That's
Fight
not
for your
right.
own battles in that.
That's not right.
Fine, I'll make somebody else. Actually, I know exactly who's gonna be the Valley Girl. Your very next case, there's gonna be one. It's been a while since I've seen the trial in such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this quiet, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over.
I'm gonna need you to get yourself together, my dude. What? Why he did?
I'm fixing to talk to people. Do something.
Okay. So I got a joke. I don't though. Hey Siri. Tell me a joke.
Whiteboards are quite remarkable.
What?
It's not a joke. I don't know. Why did 7 eat 9?
That is not the joke at all. Like,
It's not. What is?
why was 6 afraid of 7? Cause
Why?
7, 8, 9.
But it was something after that.
Siri sucks at jokes. Correct.
What is? Oh, okay, I
That's right.
get it. That's true. That's true. More technical difficulties, but I don't know. I don't have any funny stories. All right, we are back.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Oh.
For some reason, it keeps sticking. Oh, because she's dead. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my dude.
Are you?
I mean, yeah, death is tragic. It's dramatic. I mean, technically they was broken up, so, you know, it wasn't like he was dating her, but it's still traumatic. So. Oh, is he about to say she was a hoe? Is that what he was about to say? Cause she was a hoe. It's any parents on here? Anybody? It's a little baby bum on right now. Keep the baby at bay. I'm gonna need you to go change him though, cause he smells like trash.
Wow, you said your baby smell like trash.
Cause he does.
It's kind of savage. It's kind of, sort of savage.
That's the truth. Anyhow.
Alright, we're gonna try like this. In a minute. There you go.
Hey,
Congratulations, Harry. Harry.
who's Harry?
She doesn't remember his name. That's good. Harry Butts. Innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one.
I don't care about that hoe.
I won't forget of this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat?
You dang on right.
Oh,
it's your
no,
treat.
I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who
Just
got you off
like
the
a
hook.
dude.
Oh, hey, here, take this. It's a present. A present for me?
You about
Wait,
to give me something
Wasn't
to
this
kill
the evidence
somebody?
that? Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
That's nasty.
No, that's a different one. He made two.
Uh,
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry?
no.
Larry. Are you so sure? You squeeze me? I think she thought quite a lot of you. In her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Well, I'm not just sympathizing. Really. Isn't that right? Right. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that
Like what?
proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. She probably just knew the clock.
Was he not in the
That's
courtroom
all.
when we went through that?
Just- You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer.
You're dang right.
Really, I am. Thanks. That made him feel a little better.
What's up, girl?
Hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at it.
I see that.
People, too.
Oh, okay.
We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself.
I feel like them two things don't
Right?
really always mesh.
Listen, learn, grow strong.
Thanks
Never
for the
let
pep
go of
talk.
what you believe in. Never.
Jesus.
Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. Why are you looking at me like that?
That ain't all she want.
What else she want? What else she want? What she want, Khalil?
She want to be the Mrs. whatever this dude's
His name is Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, she want to be Mrs. Wright. There you go.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Or, yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it
I
sometime.
mean, we going to dinner.
Maybe over
Oh,
drinks?
now she just laying it out there. She don't even care.
And so, the first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock he gave me.
Gotta make that
I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident.
Oh my goodness.
And my promise to tell Chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep.
What? What? What's it called at the end of something? That lead you on to something else.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. I'm not good with words.
I guess you go on to the next one. All right.
Am I?
I don't know. This your screen.
It has been an hour, people, and that's all I said I'm going to do tonight. So, I will see you back here. You okay? Next Friday. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. How long you stream?
Next Friday, I will do 2 hours.
Or at least until you finish the entire second case.
Yep. Alright. Keep it critical. My son is finding something hilarious.
Little baby bro.
And we will see you tomorrow night.
TOMORROW. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. to see Critical Zone playing God knows what, because we sure don't.
Never do.
Say the thing.
Keep it critical.
And as always, keep it critical.
And as always, keep it critical. And I'm out.